Welcome to JK Markets Knowledge Series. This is the Career Improvement Series. Today we will focus on conflict management in the workplace, and our topic will center on understanding the nature and sources of conflict in the workplace. Conflicts are caused by differences, nothing more than that, just differences. Team members show differences in backgrounds, opinions, preferences, interests, work style, learning style, tastes, earnings, class, views and perspectives, and values. Anytime there is a difference in goals or how to accomplish the same, the tendencies for conflict becomes higher. And because individuals will never be the same, we weren't built with cookie cutters, conflict remains inevitable. If the source or nature of conflict is not understood, it will be quite difficult to resolve conflicts effectively, hence the thrust of this video. Conflicts can happen on various levels. In movies and novel writing, we talk about internal and external conflicts. In reality, there are 5 levels of conflict. 1. Interpersonal, within an individual. A good example is where a person has conflicting thoughts, ideas and feelings about himself. This is often a cause of stress. People set goals and then immediately feel they cannot reach those goals. People have goals that conflict with some deeply held personal values. 2. Interpersonal, which occurs between individuals. This is mostly due to differences in personal factors from one person to the next. We see interpersonal conflict arise from issues like political views, personal habits, personal goals and work styles. 3. Intra-group, within a group. Conflict between 2 or more individuals who are a part of the same group or team is referred to as intra-group conflict or infighting. There have been an increased interest in understanding intra-group conflict. This can be traced to the proliferation of smaller work or project teams within all levels of the organization. Intra-group conflicts are of 2 kinds: task conflicts and emotional conflicts. We see these kinds of conflicts manifest in the emergence of various cliques or subgroups within a group. 4. Intergroup, between groups. This is when one group conflicts with another group in the same organization. In later part of this video, we gave examples of the classic conflict between manufacturing teams and engineering teams, or the conflicts that often occurs between sales teams and accounting teams. Intergroups conflicts would also occur when various departments within the same firm yet being appraised on conflicting objectives. Often within the same organization, you will see departments set in a us against them dynamic. 5. Intra-organizational, within organizations. 4 types of intra-organizational conflict exist. 1. Vertical conflict. This often occurs between superiors and subordinates. 2. Horizontal conflict tends to occur between divisions and employees at the same hierarchical levels of the same organization. 3. Line staff conflicts. 4. Role conflicts exist due to expectations of activities that should be performed due to one's role in the organization. Here are some of sources of conflict at the workplace. 1. Personality differences. This refers to situations where people find it difficult to get along with one another. This kind of conflict often has nothing to do with roles, responsibilities, or work obligations, just personal or interpersonal issues. A good example would be Mr. A disliking Mr. B's habits of slobbering while having a drink, or Mr. B disliking the fact that Mr. A doesn't say good morning to anybody at work. 2. Perspectives. People often look at one issue and see this same issue from a vastly different perspective. A very interesting place this plays out is in political discussions. In sports, the arguments about who is the greatest footballer of all time, Ronaldo or Messi. Oh, we are arguing again. Look at the pro-life and the pro-choice views on abortion, and of course the mass or no mass perspectives during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. This is often because people have various perspectives of the same reality because of their diversity in backgrounds, experiences, education and training. This increases the chances of interpersonal conflict. Haven't you ever met a person who stopped talking to you because of your political views? 3. Conflicts due to values and interests. Frequently, people in engineering and manufacturing tend to have conflicts in their views on what production should prioritize. People in manufacturing, even in the same company, tend to prioritize simplicity and reduction in production costs. Those in the engineering department tend to prefer quality, advanced design and reliability. You can't blame them. Sometimes even professions have their intrinsic values, and the firm might even reward or appraise their efforts differently. Look at, for instance, how finance sometimes works with sales and marketing. Sales and marketing always need more funds spent to push the product out through the various promotional and advertising campaigns. The finance team needs to ensure that the spend on anything is as reduced as they can be. You won't blame them either. During the financial appraisal session, the sales and marketing team declare victory when they see the final revenue or sales of the company. The finance team can only declare victory when they see the financials of the company, especially with respect to the costs. 4. Differences in power, rank, and status. If you have ever read Das Capital, the book Karl Marx wrote about societal conflict due to class differences, this point would jump right at you. Organizations are political in nature. Power and resources are allocated on the basis of status, power, and rank. This doesn't leave anyone happy, of course, but that is how organizations work. Inevitably, conflict results from this arrangement. Also, when you think about the class differences we see even in immediate society between the rich and the poor, the haves and the have-nots, these are all recipes for conflicts when these discrepancies have come full circle. We have all seen where different salary scales brought about conflicts in organizations. 5. Scarcity of resources. Anytime there is a shortage or scarcity, be it money or resources, almost inevitably conflicts result, as there is tendency for a scramble to begin almost immediately. Organizations have limited resources in terms of cash, time, and personnel. Due to this, they can only invest their energies on a limited number of projects, whose projects will be picked by management, whose requirements will be prioritized. Most times, when the crime levels are high in developing countries, it is often traced to the levels of poverty, lack, and scarcity. Anytime there is a shortage, interpersonal conflict nearly always results. In organizations, disputes over limited resources are quite prevalent. It is exceedingly challenging to maintain interpersonal relationships when the resource level cannot be increased because of the absolute shortage. If 3 people are qualified for a single position that can only be awarded to one person, expectedly the tendency for conflict will escalate for that single position. Other sources of conflict would include: 1. Work styles. Consider the differences between A-type personalities and B-type personalities, with A-types having a more aggressive attitude towards work and the B-types having a more placid or laid-back attitude towards. This, of course, can result in conflict due to work styles. 2. Cultural differences may be another source of conflict. Various cultures have different definitions of respect and honor, or how things ought to be done and how they should not be done. What may be seen as highly respectful in American culture might be taken as disrespectful in Nigerian or Japanese culture. Religious values are often a kind of cultural values. 3. Experience and knowledge. Often the team tends to benefit from differences in knowledge and experience types and levels. However, situations may exist where these gaps in knowledge and experience lead to one or more individuals being unable to support the other individual or group's techniques or tactics because they do not understand them or simply cannot relate to them. In these situations, it will be better for both parties to listen to each other with the intent of understanding and appreciating how each person's expertise and experience is sharing their perspectives. This way, the group would gain from its diversity rather than lose. 4. Goals. The definition and alignment of goals within a group is one of its strongest sources of conflict. When members hold varying views of what the team's goals should be, there is likely to be conflict. This cannot be avoided or swept under the covers because it will continue to undermine team performance until it is properly addressed. To summarize, conflicts are caused by differences, nothing more than that, just differences. Team members show differences in backgrounds, opinions, preferences, interests, work style, learning style, tastes, earnings, class, views and perspectives, and values. It is important to understand the source or nature of conflicts to resolve conflicts effectively. The 5 levels of conflict are intrapersonal, within an individual; interpersonal, between individuals; intragroup, within a group; intergroup, between groups; and intra-organizational, within organizations. Sources of conflict in the workplace include: 1. Personality differences; 2. Perspectives; 3. Conflicts due to values and interests; 4. Differences in power, rank, and status; 5. Scarcity of resources. Other sources of conflict would include: 1. Work styles; 2. Cultural differences may be another source of conflict; 3. Experience and knowledge; 4. Goals. For more information on conflict management in the workplace and of course understanding the nature and sources of conflict in the workplace, please check out our website on www.jkmichaelspm.com. We have an endless stream of trainings, courses, and materials to enhance your development. If you haven't yet subscribed to our videos, please like and subscribe by hitting the red button with subscribe on it down below. Now for my question: what do you think can be done to drastically reduce the emergence of conflict in the work environment? Also give us reasons for your answers. Please enter your responses in the comment section. We will go through your comments and respond or offer feedback as required. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.